think people love dinosaurs because they are big, they're bizarre, and they're extinct.
People are definitely fascinated by what they would have looked like, what they would have eaten, how they would have interacted with each other.
Dinosaurs are magical, mystical, amazing creatures.
There were giant animals like dragons that lived before mankind.
They walked in many of the same places where we walk today, but at the same time, there's so much we don't know about them.
You just start to wonder, if these things existed, what else was alive millions of years ago?
Dinosaurs are just kind of everywhere. They're in kids' toys, murals, tattoos.
My name is Tony Campagna, and I am a dino addict.
Jurassic Park is the iconic pop culture version of dinosaurs.
It captured the imagination of the audience in a way that hadn't been done before.
They really changed the public perception of dinosaurs, and that has hugely benefited paleontology.
When I find a dinosaur, it's a pretty incredible feeling. It's a huge adrenaline rush.
This bone right here was laying right on the edge of a cliff.
Literally, you can't walk without stepping on eggshells and chunks of eggs.
We have teeth, footprints, claw marks, everything you possibly need that could indicate allosaurs were feeding on some large animal here.
New data and new interpretations give us new ways of seeing things, better ways of understanding.
Molecular paleontology is a young science, but it's really going to take over paleontology.
CT scanning is providing us this amazing glimpse into dinosaur fossils that we've never really had before.
Paleontology is always the first science that any kid is exposed to. They might not go into paleontology, they could go into health sciences or engineering or anything else.
The study of paleontology and dinosaurs in particular is extremely relevant to the issues, the crises that we are facing as a society.
There is something about dinosaurs that is humbling for us. We are part of this massive ecosystem, a family of living things.
Dinosaurs are the ultimate symbol of prehistoric life. They allow us to understand that life on Earth is temporary.
How can you dominate the world so completely and then lose it?
And what does that say about our own success?
My name's James Pinto. For as long as I can remember, I've been into dinosaurs.
You like the pteranodon that's on your shoulder?
Yeah, is that my pet?
Yeah.
I played with dinosaur toys, went to natural history museums, and made lots of dinosaur art. But I just never really grew out of it. From an early age, I was fascinated with rocks and shells and various types of fossils. I even won some awards at the county fair. When I was 13, my dad took me up to UC Santa Cruz to work on a science fair project with some geologists. We used actual dinosaur teeth and a mass spectrometer to try and figure out how much time Spinosaurus spent in salt water compared to freshwater. The experiment took first place in the California State Science Fair later that year. And I even got to meet the mayor of my hometown. After that, I couldn't wait to get out into the field. So I started spending a few weeks every summer hunting for fossils on private ranches in the Badlands of South Dakota and Wyoming. At 16, I started volunteering at the La Brea Tar Pits as a docent and preparator. I spent countless hours cleaning asphalt off the bones of mammoths, saber-toothed cats, giant sloths, and other prehistoric creatures. My dad's a filmmaker, so I asked him to help me make a documentary about dinosaurs. We set off for some interviews with paleontologists, amateur fossil hunters, artists, toy collectors, and a state senator. I wanted to learn how to become a paleontologist and what the job entails, but I also wanted to understand why people around the world are so fascinated with dinosaurs and have been for centuries. How and where did it all begin? The very first interview took place down the street from my house, a unique hobby store that also happened to sell fossil replicas. The owner is a walking, talking dinosaur encyclopedia.
Our discovery of dinosaurs, back in the Middle Ages or even back into the times of early man, The fact that we find a dinosaur or a footprint in China, Mongolia and stuff, that whole area is just a wealth of fossil finds. There's no doubt in my mind that dinosaurs, were believed to be the dragons and the different things that we put into our mythologies and stuff that we have today.
People have been finding fossils throughout history and making all kinds of assumptions about them. For example, a mastodon skull has a large hole for the trunk, but you can easily see how someone might have thought it was a giant one-eyed cyclops, especially if you found it along with some huge limb bones. But when and where did modern paleontology actually originate?